Okay, well, thank you. Thank you everyone for joining. And we have our second customer on the All3D platform, Kathy Sanderson from Handy Living, also joining the call, which is, I'm very appreciative that she decided to join. And what we do at All3D is we want to digitize and virtualize retail. And what I mean by that is that, especially if you look at the retail supply chain, and our first market is home goods and home improvement. So we have Home Depot as a customer, so we also do home improvement in addition to home goods. We are, from the design of product to sale, you can do that all virtually with our platform, all the way from designing a product that you are currently in design phase and making a 3D representation of that product, creating 3D imagery of silos based on whatever backgrounds you want, putting it in environment to create in room scenes, and you can design the room scenes and you can create your own room scenes, and then creating lifestyle photographs, 360s or 3D tours. You can do all of that on the All3D platform with our user-friendly self-service tools, or we also offer managed services to some customers like Hooker and Bassett and others, where they want an interior designer to help them do all of that stuff. They still upload their own product for design and also to creating a 3D model. You can also, if you already have 3D models like Kathy does, she can also upload that in our system to be able to use all our tools to provide you an end-to-end service. And that's our biggest differentiation. We are customizable. We are one-stop shop. You don't have to go in one place or another to get different things. And we make 3D easy. We are also 3D as a service. So you don't have to know anything about 3D formats or what to do. All is done in our backend and cloud services. And the reason we are doing this is because of our background. I led innovations for Bed Bath & Beyond, where Bed Bath & Beyond's initiative was that they did not want to do any more photo shoots. And as you know, they never produced any furniture. They was all shipped by different suppliers, or as they call vendors or manufacturers, to Bed Bath. They would then hire a house to do the photo shoot. The products that would show up, get shipped, would be broken sometimes. So it would take them weeks to actually do a photo shoot, get a stylist to style it and a photographer to take it. And some of the products, I totally remember going to a high point where it was a table from Stanley Furniture on the catalog front page, and that table was out of stock before the catalog even hit the consumers. 50 million consumers or households in the US got that catalog. So once you do a photography the way you do, well, catalog printing is different because there is some time there too, but these images that you create are perishable. So in our platform, you can use the platform over and over again to change product, create product SKUs, create different variants, do configuration for made to order products. And we do all of that together. So my background is retail and then on interior design, which was at a company called Decorist. So we are going to open our platform to all interior designers, and we're going to create brand pages for our manufacturer customers. So interior designers can actually create their clients' rooms and houses on a platform and then use our manufacturer's products to do design that Modzy does today. So we will open it to any designer in the US or globally to be able to use our platform as well. As long as we have enough furniture, which the models exist on our platform through brand pages. Ashley and I met at Decorist. Ashley has a background in interior design. Ashley, I want you to give your background and also what you're doing at All3D.
Sure. So I'm Ashley Redman. I'm the Chief Creative Officer and a co-founder at All3D. I came from the furniture world. My grandparents were sales reps. I literally grew up in the showrooms, looking at floor samples, fixing the showrooms, and I just fell in love with the industry. I went to school for interior design. I became a designer. I opened my own furniture retail store. So I've been deeply, part of this industry for a really long time. I went on to kind of work in the startup world, and I joined a company called Decorist, where I met Amra, which is an online interior design company. And, Amra was playing in the 3D world there. I called her the queen of 3D back then because she really believed that this was the future. After I was at after I was at Decorist, I joined a company called Sonder, where, I ran design services there. We built a network of hospitality spaces where I was designing those spaces, working with a team of designers. And during that time, I really saw how the physical aspect of actually installing things, photographing things was a huge, bottleneck in terms of us selling products. So I started to talk to Amra. She was still at Bed Bath at that time. And I was like, we need a platform like this where designers can go, they can create spaces in 3D, generate photorealistic images. Little did I know she was experiencing this whole thing in manufacturing and retailing and saw that there was a big issue there as well. So kind of looking at my background, her background, we were able to come together and build what we've built today with All3D. So we really marry, technology with design, and we really know deeply what the manufacturers and retailers are experiencing. So I'm super passionate about this product. I think it's beautiful. It's going to change the way retail and manufacture operates. I think, and also real estate, interior design, all these industries can be affected by this. So we're really proud of what we built, and we're excited to show you guys that.
Thank you, Ashley. So one thing that our customers talk about and say why they value us, not only just our platform, but the fact that we're no game developers. We're not technical developers. We understand your industry. We understand your problems, and we are there to help and provide 24-hour support, almost 24 hours.
But we have technical solutions, for the problems that you guys are facing.
And I think Kathy will tell you, when we started, our whole engineering team was trying to solve Kathy's problem. So we have grown a lot since we launched in 2020. And what we want to do is show you some of our work. I don't know if you guys want demo. You guys can, we'd
love questions too, if you guys have
your reactions, or, after we show you some of the stuff. And then we want to talk about our program, how to get more customers onto our platform. So I'm going to share my screen quickly. Okay, do you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just want to give you some idea of our experiences. So we do e-commerce, virtual experiences for e-commerce. This picture that you see was done on our platform by Bassett Furniture. Some of the product they actually designed on our platform, and others they uploaded imagery because the product already existed. This space was created by them based on inspiration. Our tool, they designed the whole space. We also have our All3D store where you can go and get products, props, and some of the spaces that you can use and design. And if you don't want to do design yourself, we offer managed services where you work with an interior designer on our platform who can create your elevated images. What we found is most of our customers want to look like restoration hardware. So we can help you do that today with your different furnishing types. So this is a room scene with Bassett's Furniture. This is a close-up. So as some of you know, you just want a mini lifestyle. As you can see, the quality of our 3D modeling, the lighting, that's all automated on our platform. But we can also change and set up private studios and lighting for our customers as well. And these are the type of images we can produce. There's an example of a product silo in a 360 where it can go all around. And we can also do augmented reality, which you can view. These are what we call 3D tours. And as you can see, what we create is this room was created by one of the customers, this apartment in Paris. And it was created on the All3D platform in a week. Their sofa chairs or their chairs or accent chairs were actually designed on All3D because physically they did not exist. They applied fabrics. This room was created. And then our system produces 3D tours automatically with one click. And Ashley will show you. And as you can see, the quality and photorealism. So you can do silo images of a product. You can create a virtual product. You can create virtual spaces or use our existing spaces. You can decorate your spaces with your products and create a virtual showroom. And some of our customers use that in place of market. They actually had a Zoom call with the retailer, showed them a 3D tour, gave them material swatches. They actually ended up producing a PDF catalog and sending it by using our platform and doing it in a matter of a week at 1/10 of the cost that would have been required to do it physically. So now I'm going to let Ashley give you a demo, and maybe I will quickly show you one other slide of where our products are. So I don't need to go through it. So some of our photographs are already on Wayfair's website. As you can see, our lifestyle is also there and product silo information. there as well. I showed you an example of a 3D tour. And as you can see with this tour example, when you create a 3D tour, you can also take lifestyle photographs. And you saw that on Wayfair's website. We also do a 3D configurator where we allow the customers, we do it as imagery, 2D imagery that you can choose, but you can also apply fabrics to, you can do it in 3D, you can change, you can see the fabrics, you can see the logo, you can see the quality of our, our 3D configurator. You can reset, you can change different types of materials. You can also change the style of the headboard. You can change legs. You can do all of that on our platform. So we offer an end-to-end platform, creating 3D models, uploading existing models, creating room scenes, creating houses, giving you tools to decorate it, or you work with an interior designers to do the decoration, to take the lifestyle images. We have tools to provide silo images that you can zoom in, zoom out. We can set presets based on how many silo images per product you want, 5, 10, 14, close-up, angles, all of those. And what we've built is a self-serve software, or we offer it as a managed service. We have 2 types of business model. You can pay us pay per use of using every single service on our platform, or we usually with our customers do subscriptions where they get a bucket of how many products they can do, how many things they can create. We set presets. They can decide to work with a designer, and we do that with our customers as well. So we have flexibility in technology, platform, as well as business model to serve the needs of a customer of any size today. And I think, Ashley, I will give you the quick Zoom thing to do the demo. And
so I'll give you guys just a quick overview of what a customer sees when they use All3D and how the platform works. As Amra mentioned, it's really user friendly. It's all browser based. You don't need it to download any program. You don't need any special hardware. On the system, you're able to create or upload product models. You can create a space model. You can create a collection, which is actually putting the products into the space, and then you generate a scene where you can, click a button and take a lifestyle image or a 3D tour, and I can show you all that. So to create a product model, it's really simple. You can upload existing models, as Amra mentioned, or you can create a new product model. And to do that, to create a new product model, it's really simple. It's a really easy to fill out form where you're naming the product model, you're putting the height and information in here, any existing product model photos. So some customers may have images of their photo of the model they want to create, and you can just drop them in here. Any dimensions you can put in here. We're able to create AR models or high resolution models, so we have the capability of doing both. Any special guidelines, any colors, you're able to, drop texture swatches if you have them, and then CAD files. Some customers are creating models just from CAD, so you can just drop a CAD, any other information here to actually create the model. You have the option to create your model as private or public. So private would just be used for yourself. Public, you'll have the option to actually sell the model in the All3D store. So you could, subsidize the cost of creating your models, and other designers, other people can actually use them in their lifestyles. You hit submit and it goes through your modeling flow. You do the same thing to create a space. We can create any spaces. Amra showed you examples of what some customers have done. You can take images from Architectural Digest, Vogue, Pinterest. We need a floor plan, reference imagery, like what type of flooring, what type of, ceiling, paint color, all those things. And then you have the option to, select an outside view. So if you wanted a city apartment or, a garden or whatever, any kind of feel that you want for this space to kind of target different demographics, you're able to do that. You hit continue or submit, and this goes through the modeling flow. The models take, depending on if you're a subscription customer or a la carte, usually around 48 hours to complete. You're able to approve them, reject them until you're really happy and you get the model that you want. Once you've approved your model, you're able to see this in the product library. And in the product library, you're able to generate silo images, 360s, dimensionals. All this is automated in our system, so there's no human involvement with these items. So as you can see, you can click into this product, and we have all of these options right here for you. And you can just go ahead and click generate. You see silo photography, MP4, all of these things you have the option to do. You can click into this silo photography tool, And what you see is a low res version of what the final high res version will look like. And this is so it can be run on any computer, any system. You don't need any special hardware again here. And you can actually set up your silo the way you want to. You can move it, you can pan or rotate, and then you can actually generate these images in the cloud. So we have presets here already set up for the customer, or the customer can dictate what they want. But you're actually able to take any picture. So you just hit this camera button. You can select orientation, aspect ratio, resolution, DPI. We have default of shadows or not, and then you hit apply, and these are all rendered in the cloud. So they come back to you really quickly. You're able to download those and use them on your website or your social media or anything you want. So these are all the options that you have with the product models once you've approved them. And then along with that, you're also able to create the collections, which I mentioned to you. So to do the collection, you just click into your collection library, and then you can create a new collection here. And this is, again, you're taking the products that you've approved and created and placing them in a room. So you go ahead and create new collection, and you can name your collection. So we can say test March presentation or whatever, you could name whatever you want to, hit continue. And then all of your spaces that you've created and approved will be showing here. So we have a store. So there's spaces in here that you can, select from in the store, but you can go ahead and say, okay, let's work in this space. And then you hit continue. And now all of my product models that I've, have approved are going to live in here. So basically you're doing the design, you can select all the items that you want to be placed in the room, art pieces, flowers. Again, we have a store, so you can shop the store for books and props and all kinds of things. So you can add all the products that you want, and you go ahead and hit continue, and then create a scene. So what's happening now is all of the products that I've selected are being placed in that room that I've selected, and the customer is able to drag and drop. They can design it, themselves, or like Amber mentioned, we have design services, so they can, help you if you don't want to use it yourself. But it's super user friendly. It's really easy to do. You can design in a 2D or 3D format, as you see here. And all you do is basically drag and drop the products around and, set up your scene. So as you can see here, there's intelligence built into the system. So, my art is automatically placed on the wall. My flowers I can put on my table. If I had, a light fixture, it would be automatically, attached to the wall. So basically you can set up your lifestyle here, and you can take your images. Once you're happy with this, let's move this up a little bit. And now I can create images. So now I'm in a view mode. I can't move my products, but I can move my camera, and you basically just set up your shots. You can get your focal length moved in here and, take a picture. Same way as I showed you with the silo image. You can take all of your lifestyles. You can select your orientation, resolution. If you want to print it, you can select a TIFF, you hit apply. And again, this is all generated in the cloud. These images will be high resolution when they come back to you, and you'll be able to download them and use them. We also have the ability to create 360s. So if it's multiple rooms, it would be a 3D tour like Amr already showed you. But if it's a 360, it's just a single room. We have automatic camera placements in here, depending on where you place the furniture and where the walls are. And you can see you get a preview image. And then once you're happy with what you're seeing, you can select that camera view and request that 360. So again, it's really simple. We have a lot of automation in here. Once you hit create images or create 360s, those images will show up in your scene library as high resolution renders. Obviously, what I was just showing you is, not photorealistic, but once they are rendered, they are. And you're able to, click into the library here, and you can download these images, and, you can use them however you need to. So that's the All3D platform.
That's pretty spectacular. Ladies, would you, the bulk of our attendees today are our IHFRA members and their reps. So maybe talk to them about how they participate in the technology. Sure. And we mentioned some kind of stipend for them. Why don't you guys talk to them and explain?
Sure. I will just say, so yes, so what we are looking for is So our platform is still closed. So we only invite people to use our platform. So usually what we're working with, we have furniture industry advisors. We actually do not have a sales team at all at this point. And our sales advisors have been making the introduction. And we actually, what we usually do is we show our demo to the customer. We talk to them about a presentation. The customer usually tells them, what they're part of the platform they're interested in. We do a paid test with them. And once they do a paid test, they convert. 80% conversion happens after they see our output and they know how our platform works. So what we need your help today is to introduce us to people, customers or manufacturers or retailers that you represent. Send me an email or Ashley an email to schedule a call with them where we will do a demo. And if they decide they wanted to do a test with us, we are giving you a small reward, a referral program of $1,500 per customer who would want to do a paid test with us. And I'm hoping, or Ashley and I are both hoping, that it won't involve a lot of your time, but it will get us to get our sales increased, because we, as you know, are based out of San Francisco, are investors. So need our sales to grow a lot faster. And that's where we need your help. And as we grow, we're going to formalize a sales relationship with you and build a sales team, but we have not done it today. And so we're launching our referral program today. However, there is, our platform will be open. And Ashley, do you want to talk about it at the end of April, what we're doing with the platform?
Yeah, so we're really excited. At the end of April, we'll be opening the platform so designers can come on and actually use, models that are in our store by Amr mentioned Hooker. Any of our current customers or anyone who's interested in joining can actually upload models to our store so that designers can use them with other products and actually create designs for their customers. So, we've been talking to some brands. They're really interested in being part of that because, we're going to create beautiful content. Designers will be, kind of pushed to those brands to actually purchase from them for, their customers. So that may be something that maybe your potential, partners might be interested in as well.
And what we found, being Decorous, which was an online interior design service that was sold to Bed Bath & Beyond and One Kings Lane, is when a designer can create a 3D model of a customer's room, which they can do on All3D by using our flow. And then decorate using our tools with all our current manufacturing customers or retailers who are going to have a brand page on All3D store. And they just take and, to create a collection using their products. The conversion rate for a customer to buy went up by 50%. So when they saw the item in their room, and as you know, a model in the room is going to be made for very specific dimensions as the real product or real customer's room. There's no size issues, so return rates go down, and then the customer knows. And visualization is very hard. So how Modzy is doing it today, just to our B2C customer and their own designers. We're going to open it up to every designer and manufacturer to be able to be part of this whole thing to the trade purposes as well. So need your help with referrals to your customers, manufacturers or retailers. Ray, did I answer your question? And Ashley also about the platform?
Absolutely. Yeah. Do we have any questions from our attendees?
Ray and Steve, if I can jump in here, I have a very basic nuts and bolts question here. Working with a manufacturer that, let's just say, has a product that's somewhere in Asia, it's in a box, doesn't have an image of it, wants to set up a catalog page. How is the original image being taken? How does this whole process work? I'm confused by how this comes together.
Ashley, this is yours.
Yeah, we have that happening quite a bit. So customers typically will work with the manufacturer overseas to get an image. It doesn't need to be a high quality image. It can be a cell phone photo, as many images as you can get, but the manufacturer will typically work with the factory to get those cell phone images, and then they upload that into our system to create a 3D model that's super, highly realistic. So that's sort of the process when you're working with someone who's, importing something from overseas. Does that answer your question, Warren?
Yeah. So the conditions in which it's photographed, the lighting, the whether it's a vanilla backdrop or whatnot?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we've
Doesn't-
had customers just take pictures like they're, surrounded by a bunch of different chairs or, whatever. They just try to get in, as best they can with their cell phone to get all the different angles of the item. And then we can create a model. The model, the best quality model comes out depending on the inputs. So obviously we want as good of images as we can possibly get, but I understand, sometimes the conditions are not optimal, and we can definitely work with that.
And
what-
Warren, we also worked with Bassett where they gave us a 2D diagram of what the
Yeah.
product looks like and it uploaded finishes. So
Right.
there you don't even need a picture to do it.
I see. And what is the entry point as far as a test financially? What does that look like for a distributor or manufacturer?
Okay, so let me answer that question. So Warren, a 3D model of a product costs about $110 on our system, like a sofa or whatever. So they are usually doing, maybe 4 or 5 product models, and then they will say, use one of our rooms to go and take photos. So a 2K image when they create a lifestyle would be $35, or a 4K would be $50. So a test is usually between, depending on the number of products, actually 600 to less than
Yeah.
1,000.
Yeah, I would say
And
so.
they will see one of those images that you saw, with Bassett up front.
And if they're taking a hands-off approach and having one of your designers create the room setting, what's the cost difference here in doing that?
It's $160 for designer time.
Got it. And the turnaround from having an image from I'm sorry to be peppering you with these questions.
No
but,
worries. You were listening. We love it.
the nuts and bolts questions. The time from getting an image from Asia, let's just say, to a finished piece of work is what?
It's 48 hours usually around 48 hours to get a model completed. But then the customer may have edits. There may be back and forth on there, but we will turn it around the initial model in 48 hours.
And do you have the ability to in-house print? Let's say somebody wanted to have sales photos created out of these images that you've made. Is that the service that you provide? Yes, no, maybe?
We don't typically do that. A lot of our customers have, done printing. We can certainly recommend you to someone, that's doing it.
And so Warren, you can take the file and print it. That's
Yeah.
what people do. We're nothing physical. We're all virtual.
We're all virtual.
Okay.
So the other thing is we do give the 24 to 48 hour time window on tests, but usually after the test, we want them to move to a subscription, because as you know, there's still in modeling, there's a human involved, and we have a whole army of 3D modelers, various places around the world, but we cannot guarantee you that after the test, we will give you that 24 to 48 hours, unless you sign a subscription.
Then we commit.
And then we hire and train a person to sign a formal contract. And that's part of our business model as well. After a paid test, you can be pay-per-use customer, where we cannot guarantee you the 24 to 48 hours. The reason being, because we now have customers who've signed a 25 product subscription with us for a month. So we have to guarantee that their model is delivered within 24 to 48 hours. And those are the SLAs we're committed. So depending on how many customers we get, but we try to make sure our paid test customers get the same value as the subscription, because that's where we want them to end up. Okay.
And at what point, what usage does a subscription make sense as opposed to a one-off type of a transaction?
Usually we start, the lowest subscription is with 10 products per month. And that could be anything, you upload 10 products and you make lifestyles, or you make, 3D tours, or you do whatever. And we go all the way up to 100 plus beyond, depending on the customer and the size of the customer. But I think below 10, it's pay per use, which when we'll open it up. So even designers will be pay per use, as you know.
Very well. I'll be in touch with you. Thank
Well,
you.
good.
Great,
Thank
Warren.
you.
Thank you.
How long is the contract?
Yeah, that a question just came up from how long is the contract? What is?
Oh, the subscription contract is a 12-month contract. But we have 30-day notice to exit that contract. So we like a Silicon Valley company. If after a month of, if the business is not doing well and you want to get out, you just give us a 1-month notice.
Very well.
And that way we can assign the capacity to someone else.
Bassett and Hooker are your customers today?
Yes.
And so is Home Depot. And then we have very small manufacturers too. We have a new startup which does 1.5 million in actually in revenue, but their subscription contract is as large as a $35 million manufacturer. So, you know, it just depends where you are in the food chain and how important your imagery is to your end customers.
That's exciting. Warren, good questions. Do we have any more questions from the group?
I know you guys have more questions.
I guess we were really good.
Well,
Is that Gene Clark? Is that Gene Clark?
And actually, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Gene.
Unfortunately, Gene, we can. Go ahead.
Oh, good, good. What I was going to tell everybody, you know, don't just think about imaging for your end user. Also think about product development, as he was mentioning earlier. You know, product development for a company that imports right now is crucial. And, you know, with the inability to get samples and stuff over here, this makes it a whole lot quicker to get your product to market.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're talking to your companies and your people you're going to try to bring in, don't just think about, you know, the marketing and advertising and all that. Think about the product development side as well, because we've had a lot of success on that side as well. Exactly.
And thank you, Gene, for bringing that up. And also our platform is such that multiple people in the company can use our platform, and they can see each other's, they can see the entire product library, they can see what is being made, what is in progress. So we also have All3D for teams, so that, you know, as some of our large customers have multiple people working on our platform, from product development, from marketing, from merchants to buyers to, you know, even in some case of Home Depot, they also have their manufacturers using it. So we have sharing capabilities built by, you know, who owns the IP of the model, that you can share it with, you know, the manufacturer can share it with Home Depot so they can use the model, so they don't have to really create the models all over again. So all those functionality of reusability, sharing, and teams is also built into All3D.
I have a question.
Yes, sure.
Hi, Amar. Hi, Ashley. We are a manufacturer and we also are a distributor. That means we market in the US and Canada. We are from Indigo Farm.
Okay.
And when we make products at our factory, and do we give you just images? So how does it work? Let's say we have a collection of 5 products, that's it. So do we get into a subscription model? And what's the most economical way to do this?
So do a test with us, and then we will cater the subscription with you based on all your needs. And so if it's a product development, if it's 5 products, 10 products, because sometimes you may have less products, but you may want too many environmental imagery. You know what I mean? So we will work with you based on the test and your requirements, because we want to become a SaaS company, Sandeep. And so we help you on board, we help you solve all your problems, we set you up, and then you can use based on a monthly cadence. So that's what we try to do. So we're not going to sell you something that doesn't work for you, because the reason why we do subscription is for capacity planning on the back end. Because, you know, what you see, all the rendering that happens in the cloud, we have to buy 3D software to do this, to produce photorealistic stuff. So all that planning goes into your subscription. But there's no reason why you can't use pay-per-use. So we will determine based on your test what you need and what your subscription package should be. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
Flexibility and one-stop shop is key. And affordability too.
So how does the subscription look like? I'm sorry. One last question.
Yes.
What's the subscription look like now?
So our current customers, so remember, we do so we do the photography and touring part, and we do configurations, you know. So Home Depot is our configurator question. That subscription is very different than what we are currently offering you here. So some of our customers, the minimum subscription package we're on is $5K a month. And I think they are doing, I don't fully remember, maybe 15 products, but they're doing 4 lifestyles. I don't know, they're doing silos. So we gear the package based on what your requirements are. And we go as high as 15K per month of subscription as well. And there's one customer, After the first 3 months, they want to go even to $45,000 subscription customer per month, because they're realizing how much money they're spending on 3D modeling, 3D rendering, photography. So they want to do it all on our platform.
Well, I'm happy that you do small to large companies, so which is nice.
Yes.
Yes, we do it all. That's what we want to be. We want to do for everyone,
Mhm.
because I think that's what technology companies do. And that's the flexibility of choosing your subscription based on your requirement is key. And the reason why we do subscription versus just pay-per-use is capacity planning, because a part of it still involves a human in the loop, where we still have a 3D modeler touching your stuff at one point in time. And, as you know, our name is All3D.ai. Over time, we're going to replace that human with AI, but not today, maybe in 3 years or 2 years. And that way your subscription can just be open, but you'll love us and you'll keep your subscriptions. It's a good revenue model too, for cash flow planning perspective. Yeah.
And is that you will love them, but I will say this too. The one thing you're going to find out about All3D is it's a one-stop shop. A lot of the guys that we compete with out there, they cannot put it together the way All3D can. And I think that's something that you ought to talk about too when you talk to these people.
Thank you, Gene.
Good point.
Ladies, I think that this software reminds me very much of tools that real estate agents use to display home or give you a virtual tour of the home. Just looking at it from a representative standpoint, the clarity and whether it's texture or the veneers of a certain product needs to be clear and very real to the actual item. The pictures or the demo that I see, it looks like it's a very well put together picture without any blemishes, and it's beautiful, but I'm concerned that the image that is the final product will be a proper representation of the actual item.
So Claudia, you're absolutely right. So we do that based on customers. So we have checks and balances in place. So when you put a product model up, we have to make sure the product lighting, and most of it is lighting to make sure the product looks good. So we make sure at silo level, you have the right lighting, at lifestyle level, you have the right lighting, but sometimes the product may not seem like the product that you want in the lifestyle, because the lifestyle is function of light reflecting of all the other products that you have in that scene, the sunlight, the time of day, and all that. So in the end, there may be some photoshopping required, which our system also does. And we do that because, for instance, selling photos in Costco, the silo image has to match the final lifestyle. So we don't have any quality issues. Our quality is actually 1000%. Our customers, as you know, is Home Depot, Bassett's, Hooker. They are very concerned about quality. And so we have no issues with quality of our final output. What you saw in the put together demo is a low resolution version to be able to work on your laptop computer or any computer. So you don't have to have a 3D modeling software running on your computer. If you had running 3D software, you wouldn't be able to do that. You would need someone outside agency to do that for you. And by the way, even if you had a Unity playing gaming software that ran on your computer would still go on fire and you would hear the phone, the fan. So what you see in the demo is for anyone to be able to use that system. And that's our value proposition. You don't need special hardware. You don't need 3D knowledge. You don't need 3D software. We get your browser and we give your browser the complete creative freedom, whether you are a manufacturer, a retailer, or a real estate hospitality customer or an interior designer. That is the whole entire retail supply chain. And we virtualize the entire retail supply chain. And that's why we call our company Virtualization of Retail. Did I answer your question, Claudia? Thank you.
Good, all right.
Any other last minute thoughts, questions?
All right. I think this was informative. I want to thank the ladies for sharing their expertise, and I want to thank all the members and everybody that signed up for taking time to hear more about this. I'm leaving a little smarter. I set the bar very low.
Come and join the virtualization of retail revolution.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, so thank you.
I'm going to assume you guys are going to send us all your contact information of how we get a hold of you in regards to setting up meetings.
Jackie Amra, AMRA at all3d.ai. Let me pull up my contact address.
Just if you just want to email it to
I'm
us.
sure
that would
Steve
probably
will
be
do that.
helpful.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Steve will do it.
absolutely. So everyone knows I've recorded this presentation. We'll be distributing out to all of our members as well as contact information for Amra and Ashley.
And actually, let me
Thank
just
you.
put up the contact at the end of this, just in case. So you guys have it in part of the, it would be interesting to find our pitch. So the contact information is right here at the end of this webinar. So Amra, AMRA at all3d.ai. Thank you.
Perfect. All right, folks. Thank you. This has been great. We look forward to seeing you on the next webinar.
I see
Thank you.
Emmanuel's there too. Emmanuel's your friend, isn't it, Steve?
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. The Swedish guy from one of our competitors.
I was supposed to be undercover. Come on now.
You should have changed your name.
Well, Claudia, great to meet you too. Thank you for the question. Thank you, Sandeep, and thank you, Warren, for the
Yeah,
questions.
thank
we
you,
really
guys.
appreciate it.
Thank
and
you,
we
everyone.
hope
Thank you
you
so
will
much.
help us and work with us. Thank you.
Perfect. Have a great day, folks.
Thank you,
Bye,
Kathy.
thanks.
Bye.
Bye.